With us now is Dr. Brian Durkin, and we're going to be talking about pain management. Welcome to the show. How are you today?
Thank you. Very well.
Good. We were talking because I was reading in my notes that it said that you were the first at something, and I asked you what that was, and we talked about interception. So tell us about that.
So a new treatment option in the treatment of chronic low back pain. I was the first in New York and have done more than anybody in the Northeast to date over the last couple of years now, is a procedure called the Intercept procedure. Okay. Which targets a certain nerve in the low back that really hasn't been thought of before as a nerve that we can go after to treat low back pain.
What got you interested in doing this? What was your why in becoming a doctor in this field?
Well, pain is a big part of a lot of people's lives in this country. Our population is getting older. We're really not designed to live to be 80, 90 years old. The joints start wearing out, and somebody's got to be there to help these people get a better quality of life. And that's where I fit into the whole treatment algorithm.
Are you a Star Wars fan at all?
Not since 1977.
Okay. Oh, but in the early days you were. It kind of reminds me of like C-3PO, because when you said like things not working, parts needing new parts, I don't think that we're aware of that. We're just so busy living, right? Mm-hmm. The abuse. Like I was a cheerleader in high school, and so I got shin splints from going up and down on the AstroTurf, right? Mm-hmm. Our bodies do take a lot of wear and tear.
They do.
So the spine in particular, that's where it all kind of radiates from.
Probably 80% of the patients I see are with low back pain. You can't, it's more rare to find somebody who doesn't have low back pain than does.
Okay.
So
about 80% of pain is coming from your spine?
Right. So if you took everybody that has chronic pain, about 80% of that is coming from the back. So,
now, did you have somebody special in your life that mattered to you that wasn't able to play ball or that had an issue? I always wonder why somebody goes and grows up to be who they become.
Well, so my grandmother had multiple myeloma right before I went to medical school.
Okay.
And had a lot of pain as she slowly passed away over the last few months. And I thought there's got to be a better way to get somebody to die with more dignity than she did.
What do your patients say about you?
They say I'm pretty down to earth.
Okay.
I'm somebody they can talk to. I don't seem like most doctors they've met before. I've always been pretty relentless in trying to help people. And I think that's probably, if you asked all my patients, he doesn't give up until, we get a good result.
What's one of the success stories for you? You don't have to name their name, but can you talk us through how somebody presented with symptoms and how you were able to help them?
So I had a contractor of mine came to see me after, and this is a guy who's been painting walls and doing floors for 20 years. And I did the Intercept procedure on him about a year and a half ago. And he said, I got rid of that pain that he's had in his low back for the last 20 years. And that's something that I like to see.
Now, are you placing like an electrode or like changing the energy? Like what is it that you're doing without any, don't give away your patent or anything, but like, what is it that you're actually doing? So
we take a small instrument and place it through the low back into a certain part of the vertebral body where that nerve is located. And we heat that nerve up to a certain temperature where it burns away. And we really don't need that nerve for anything else. It's not a nerve there to make you feel or move. It's there to tell you if there's degeneration or arthritis really in your spine.
Okay. And so by going in there and just zapping it, it helps.
Right.
It seems like an easy solution, and I know it's not, because I know that you're extremely educated and your hands are trained to do this. Don't try this at home kind of thing, right? Yeah. I can imagine somebody at home. You remember those things where you would like burn into wood and make like a drawing or a sketch? Don't try this at home. But that's basically what you're doing.
Yep.
You're retraining that so that it can't go through.
Correct.
Like a secret message.
Absolutely.
The pain stops here. That's
right.
When someone first discovers that they're in pain, maybe they're taking a couple of things in a shaky bottle, a capsule or whatever, and they're trying to treat their own pain. At what point do you know that you need to go see a specialist?
Well, if the pain's not getting better after 6 weeks or so, that's the time to go see a specialist.
Okay.
Everyday aches and pains happen to everybody, but but they usually go away in a week or two. If it's still there and it's still bothering you, you should seek out a pain specialist if you're having back pain or neck pain or pain anywhere.
And what makes your practice different?
Well, we stay on the cutting edge. We try to introduce new therapies that come out in the country or in the world earlier than the rest of our competitors. We have offices throughout Long Island, ranging from Rockville Center to Riverhead. My main office is in Port Jefferson, and so we try to cover the whole area here. And again, like I said, try to introduce things here that haven't been done before.
And how do you learn new things? Do you come up with new ideas and you talk it around with your colleagues, or are you still able to like maybe Zoom in some type of conferences? How do you stay on that cutting edge?
Right. Well, so for years I've gone to meetings. I stay up to date in the latest things that come out. And those meetings have typically been in places like Miami and Las Vegas, but now it's in front of a computer.
Now it's in the office. It's right.
And I have a lot of contacts in the field, and when new things come out, they typically come to me to see if I would be interested in introducing that into our practice.
Now, besides the contractor, what's one of the other less typical cases that you've been able to treat and that you felt like successful about?
Well, I've had plenty of patients that have had debilitating pain, and we've done ketamine infusions for them. And this ketamine is kind of a wonder drug for pain management patients of a certain type. And I've seen patients that couldn't get out of bed, and we've done some ketamine treatments with them and just turned their life around. So a simple infusion that we do for those patients can go a mile.
When a patient comes to you, and you have a consultation with them, what is the typical, I guess, trajectory of when they might feel better? I know everybody's different, but after all the cases that you've looked at, is it like a 3-month process, 6-month process? How soon can they see some relief?
Well, it depends on how aggressive the patient wants to get. So we could go, say you had back surgery and it didn't work and you have debilitating back and leg pain. The best thing that I oftentimes will offer is a spinal cord stimulator, which is kind of like a pacemaker for your back. And if the patient has tried other less invasive things first, we might go right to that and really get that patient 50, 60, 70, 80, sometimes 95% pain relief with a simple little wire or two into their back that can be life-changing oftentimes.
And sometimes a little Epsom salt bath in the beginning, right?
Right.
Like
yeah.
treat the pain. You know, a lot of times too, when somebody's like injured right away, they don't know whether it's ice or heat. You know, is there a rule of thumb that you feel works best on instant pain?
So I usually tell people which one works better.
There you go. According to Dr. Durkin.
I go with that one. But traditionally, more acute types of injuries respond better to ice, decreasing the inflammation. More chronic types of injuries respond better to heat to help drive more blood flow to that area.
And then, like you said, if something's really chronic and surgery, you know, hasn't given you the result, a little bit of stimulation in that area might help. Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Durkin. Right now I'm feeling pretty good, like knock on wood. But if not, if I'm in pain, I'm definitely coming to see you.
Oh, I appreciate it.
And thank you for being my guest today.
Well, thank you.
So we know that as we age, some of our parts are going to break down, and it's all connected to your spine, right? Your head, your shins, everything, shins, your fingers, your toes, everything. It all goes through that center. So if you're someone that has some pain, maybe you're not in this area, please seek help or go to their website to find out more information about how you can get to be maybe even pain-free. Thanks for watching.